Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for taking the time to come to my channel. My name is Camille. I go by CamilleSings on all my social media sites, except for Instagram. I'm on there as Camille Sings Music. I wanted to come to you all to one of the shows that I have is called Sing, Write, and Speak Life. And so it's where I kind of share just things from my heart that I'm passionate about. I love to sing, I love to write, and I love to speak life into others. And so those are all things that I'm passionate about. Therefore, that's why I call my show Sing, Write, and Speak Life. So let's get started. So I just want to, I believe this is episode 7. And so let me just say that this particular topic, it took me a while to really not worry about this particular thing. And so I'm very excited to share that with you all today because let me just say that one of my missions in life is to encourage others and let them know that as long as you are still here, living and breathing and on this earth, you still have an opportunity to do whatever it is that you're called to do, whatever your dreams are, whatever you desire to do, you still have a chance to do that. And you can do that believing in what God has promised you or what you know that you can do. So I always like to make sure that I say that because it took me years to, I was really held captive by fear and doubt and all those things that arise just that come from, doubting in yourself, not believing in the promises that God has told us that we can have. And so now that I'm really freed up from that, I like to share that with others. So I'm doing my singing, I'm doing my writing, and I'm also speaking life into others. So that's a little bit about me. So what I wanted to share with you today, the topic is called Some Only Cheer When You Win. Some only cheer when you win. So the reason why I wanted to touch on this topic is because so I am in the city, Kansas City, where the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Woo-hoo. Congratulations to the Chiefs. I am a fan. I really enjoy watching them play. And so for me, for years I've been a fan. My husband loves football ever since my husband introduced me to football. Of course, you kind of follow the city that you live in. And for years, it's been 50 years since the Chiefs have won the Super Bowl, okay? So that tells you that, if you're going to be a fan, you're going to be a fan. There's Fairweather fans, as people call them, or people who only cheer them on, or they're fans when they're winning. So this topic came up, God really impressed this on my heart when I just started looking around the city. And as the Chiefs started getting more wins, and as they were, winning the, different games and getting close to the championships, and then when they won the championship and we were going to the Super Bowl, it's amazing to me how I saw more and more people jumping on the bandwagon, more and more people becoming fans or buying things. You see all this red and gold. They have their cars decked out with all this Chief paraphernalia, and just people just talking highly of them. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. And so it made me think about us as people, or even dreamers, that you have a dream or something you're believing God for, or that you're knowing you're supposed to do, and how sometimes if we don't have people cheering us on, we may start doubting what we're supposed to be doing, or we get discouraged. If we don't have those affirmations or those accolades, we listen to the cheers or the lack thereof of cheers, and we let that keep us stuck or hinder us from moving in what we're supposed to be doing. So I'm here to encourage you today to don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make sure that whatever your dream is or whatever you're pursuing, you let your dream be fueled by your passion for whatever that dream is. And so I say that because, when you have supporters or something, and like I said, it was totally just amazing to me to see old, young, black, white, everybody, just the different dynamics of supporters that came out of the woodwork, or you're like, where did all these people from other states, other places, and you're like, wow. So when we had the Super Bowl parade, there was like over 1 million people at the parade. So you think about that, you're like, where are all these supporters or fans coming from? So the thing I want to express to you today is that don't worry about the cheers and from others, because the truth of it is you're always going to have people that cheer you on when you're winning. And so when it doesn't look like you're winning, or you don't feel like you're winning, or there's things that are underground that you're having to process and go through to get to the place where you're, I guess, should say, winning, you're not going to get a lot of people that are promoting you or cheering you on or giving you affirmations. But don't let that stop you. Don't let that discourage you. Because I'm here to tell you, first of all, you can be happy at the people that are cheering you on. Thank you. You can appreciate those people, and be grateful for them as well. But don't let that be why you're doing what you're doing. And don't put your hope in that. Don't put you know, all your will and all your, everything into the cheers of people. And so, or the lack of the cheers. And I say that because a lot of people, they, they don't realize that there's always a group, I notice, of people that will cheer you on no matter whether you're winning or not. And those are really the people that I focus on. And those are really the people that I appreciate. The ones who are cheering for me when I'm not a well-known person or big and known in all these different places. They're still cheering me on. They believe in what I'm actually doing. They believe in the dream, or they see a gift that I have, and they are cheering me on, even though, you may not seem like you're winning to everyone else. And so I appreciate, that's the number one thing I want to say. Make sure you appreciate those people that are cheering you on when you're not winning. That's a big one right there, that encourage you while it seems like you're down, or that give you, make you feel grateful to do what you do. Those are the ones you really want to focus on. But, like I said, whatever you're doing, whether it's writing a book, going back to school to get your degree, starting a business, doing a CD, whatever it might be, making an invention, whatever it might be, make sure that you are doing it because that is your dream. That's something you want to do. That's something you're called to do. That's your purpose. Because if you are waiting on man or a person to, validate you, guess what? You're going to be discouraged. You may feel let down. You may feel like, that shouldn't gauge how hard you pursue your dreams, a man cheering you on. If the person who you want to hear cheer you on is God. The one you want to hear say, well done, my good and faithful servant, is God. The one you want to seek validation from is God, because that should be your standard of where you should be making sure that you're striving to please or to do your best in that area. So it took me a long time to really realize this, and you sabotage yourself when you're waiting for a person or someone to accept what you're doing, instead of saying, hey, my creator pleased with what I'm doing? because he gave you the gift. And if he's not pleased with what you're doing with it, then, what does it really mean? And so I now look to say, God, am I doing my best? Is this a sweet smelling savor to your nostrils or to your ears, a sweet sound to you that or is this, can you see my heart? Can you see what I'm doing is to give you glory? And, that to me, I want to encourage you to make sure that you're not doing, and I'm a Christian, so I'm coming from a Christian standpoint, but even if, I would say even if someone wasn't, you should never look for a person to validate you when you know what's inside of you and you know what makes you happy. If music makes you happy, and you're looking for everybody else to say whether or not, there's never going to be, no one is going to always have someone that likes everything they do. There's going to be somebody who doesn't like what you do, somebody who doesn't like your sound, somebody who doesn't like your song, someone who doesn't like your, the way you look, the way you talk, the way you, whatever it might be. And so you have to know that that is a possibility and know that that person's not going to cheer you on. But it's okay. It's okay. Be grateful for the ones that do support you. Be grateful for those who pour into you when you're trying to build up that business, when you're trying to build up that following, or when you're trying to build up that faith inside of yourself to say, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I know this is the dream I'm supposed to be pursuing. And those who are depositing those cheers into you, appreciate those cheers and, value those. I know I do. And it really helped me get through some times when I felt discouraged, like I wasn't doing anything. I will go back and read just my own personal journal of things that people have said or spoken out to the atmosphere or poured into my life, spoken to my life. And it really, you know what? It encourages me. Not because I'm looking for those cheers, but because they're speaking something in my life that I know God has already promised me and has already said to me along my journey. And so that's what I really wanted to encourage you. Sometimes we doubt what's inside of us. We doubt what, because we don't hear the cheers. And the reality of it is that some people will always doubt what you're doing or your dream. Some people will always, they can't see or visualize your dream coming true until they actually see it. And that's a perfect example with the Super Bowl as well. We had people in the city that even though they won the championship and they were going against San Francisco, there were still people saying, they're not going to win. They got this far, but they're not going to win. It's been 50 years. They're probably not going to win. They're the underdogs. And the thing about it is, they were a really good team. They were playing very well. And they still was doubters. They were saying, we don't think they can win this. The 49ers have won a lot more, and we just think they're going to win. So even up until them actually winning, let me just tell you guys, even up until the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, because that's when we came back to actually win it, there were people doubting that they would win it. And so it took them to actually win the Super Bowl, for them to believe it. And just because something hasn't happened in a long time, like I said, it had been 50 years. The last time they won was in 1969. So, and here it was 2019, and they hadn't won a Super Bowl. 2020 actually, because they just won this year. So who cares? Who cares that it's been 50 years? The point is, if they would have waited on some of those doubters to say they were going to, like they said, we just believed in ourselves as a team. We believed that we could do it. We saw the ability that we had, and we said, this looks good. This looks like a winning team. And we're going to play one game at a time, one win at a time, and get to that goal of where they want it to be. And, you can't, it's sad to say, but there's some people that, they don't visualize you making it or having that successful business, getting that lucrative contract, writing that book, doing that CD, doing that, getting that promotion, moving into that dream house, whatever it might be. They don't see it. They don't see it. But they don't see what God sees inside of you or what God has put inside of you. So you have to know what God said about you and his promises that he said about you. And you have to really make sure that you don't let the cheers clog your hearing, or like I said, the lack of cheers discourage your heart or discourage your will to go after whatever it is God has put inside of you. So you have to be determined. You have to know that as long as you're pleasing God, as long as you're doing what you know you're purposed and called to do, then that's going to fuel you to do and pursue your dreams. So that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to encourage you with, because if you have that faith and you don't worry about the cheers of others, guess what? God is going to do amazing things, and you just, and when you please God, guess what? All of heaven is cheering you on. I mean, what greater cheers could you get than all of heaven backing you up and cheering you on for, doing something you know that you're called to do. So with that being said, I just want to encourage someone that, like I said at the very beginning, as long as you're living, breathing, and still able to be on this earth to share whatever gift or calling you have, it's never ever too late to share that dream or to do that dream or to pursue that dream. And I'm hoping and praying that you will not wait on the cheers of others in order to pursue that dream. Just go out and do it. And if people cheer for you, great. If they don't, you're still going to be great and you're still going to do great things. And you just keep doing it. Keep doing it, and you just watch God do amazing things. So with that being said, I would like to say, I always kind of like to, it's called Sing, Write, and Speak Life. So I like to also play a little music for you all. And so this is one of my original songs called God is Good. And so I'm going to just do just a little bit of it. And it's called God is Good. And it's just a reminder that, yes, he's good and he does amazing things for us. So here it is. God bless. And until next time, remember, don't let the cheers from others keep you stuck, or the lack of cheers. Don't let that set the gauge of how you pursue your dreams. God bless.